Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. So I don't know why I decided to do an intro like this today for YouTube. I just woke up, but I was in bed. I've been up since 5:30 in the morning. I already made breakfast. My boyfriend already went to work, and I only have 2 appointments today. But I just wanted to do this video because I made the attempt. I got a haircut by someone and they didn't even do a good job at my ends. I see a long piece right there. But like I said, I don't really do tutorials, but I wanted to teach y'all something. I already showed you a video of how to apply forms, and now this is gonna be a video attempting to show y'all how to apply acrylic. So if y'all learned something, great. If y'all don't, then I'm sorry. I tried my best. So that's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say right now. My first appointment is at 10 a.m. and I have 3 or 4 videos recorded for you guys, but I just haven't gotten time to edit them. If y'all been following me on Instagram, I've been posting that my nail room is my favorite scent. So my nail room is ready. We still have to do baseboards, but I have been working in there already, and I'm excited. I was supposed to record like the moving in and stuff, but it's just been a lot going on lately, and me trying to get back into the groove of things. So, you know, it's been taking some time. I should have recorded this intro after this, but I don't know. So first, I'm gonna post the other nails that I have for you guys when I show you these nails that I have on right now. I've never done anything like this, but they took me, I did them in 2 separate days. But look at these nails. Super pretty, huh? Can't wait to post these. But I still have to post the other ones first. And then I'll post these. So just know that that video is coming soon. But right now, what I'm gonna do while washing dishes and cleaning up the kitchen, and then I still have to clean my nail room a bit because this Sunday I did these nails, and I have to go clean the mess I left. Oh gosh, damn! I should have finished drinking my coffee before I brush my teeth, so now I have to wait to finish my coffee. So I hope you guys like this video. Tell me what you guys think, if you guys learned anything, and hope you guys learned something. I tried my best, you guys, to explain. I hate this, the way this damn drop's open. But hope you guys learned something, to be honest. Hopefully it makes your application easier. I feel like I didn't go into much details, but I'm basically learning how to teach as I go. So bear with me. I'll just take the feedback you guys give about me, the way I taught y'all, but I know that I didn't go into details about acrylic. Like, I don't know, like I almost feel like not posting the way I edit or the way I do acrylic, because I don't feel like I've been into crazy ass details. But I'm still gonna upload it that way, and if I need to make adjustments and improvements, I'll do that in a future video. So enjoy the video. Bye, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna put monomer here. And I think I've done a video of my bead methods, but okay, we don't need clear anymore. But number one thing, you guys, you need to know how to manipulate and control your acrylic. I'm not gonna really teach you how to apply the acrylic. I'm just gonna kind of tell you like tips. So let me show you. So this is a thumbnail. I use different beads for my thumbnail. This works with any size brush, just depending on the amount you want to be picking up every single time you work. So I choose my brush based on the width of the client's nail and the speed I want to work and the type of design they have. The more detailed, the smaller the brush. If it's solids, usually I gravitate towards a bigger brush, a 16 and up. Now, if they're shorter, I'm gonna just use a regular 10 or 12. Usually, I don't go less than 12. But since I'm just doing solid, literally just solid, I want you to know that when you pick up your bead, you should already in your mind have the concept, I want to say, is that the word I want to use, of how, or have the idea, or already know exactly how far your acrylic is going to stretch. So also taking in mind the thickness of the acrylic you're already gonna apply. So I know this bead that I'm gonna pick up might reach to the tip or to the 7 or 8 area. So since this is a huge, large bead, I am gonna tap it on the side of my dish 2 times. 1, 2. Oh, am I holding my brush right? Okay. 1, 2. And I'm gonna drag for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tap off the excess, and then I still tap off some more of the excess. I wait like 10 seconds or so, maybe the most 15, and you should know when the bead is glossy. You should also know how to read your bead. That makes sense. I place it where I want it. I don't just release it. I let the brush release itself. You see how there's almost no acrylic there? Now, since it's a nail form, we're gonna push up and marry these 2 acrylics together, the clear and then the nude I am using. Now I'm just patting and patting, making sure that my acrylic is even from left to right. I'm gonna wet underneath because this was a bit of a dry, not dry bead, but I let it set a bit on my brush. As you can see, I did reach exactly where I told you guys. I should already in my mind literally know how far my acrylic is stretching. This actually helps me work way faster because I'm trying to keep the same consistency on every nail that I do. Now we're gonna pick up another bead. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tap off the excess, let it sit for a few seconds. I always wait till the reflection of my ring light is really smooth and glossy. I place my bead. I sometimes bounce it just to feel it. Once you can like feel it, literally release the bead. Now I'm gonna push down the middle to marry these two beads, and I'm patting up. And then I'm gonna feather up just to make sure they're smooth. This bead should go all the way to the end, and keeping in mind the shape I want, the thickness I want. As I'm patting left to right, I'm also feathering it down. We're not trying to remove any thickness. We should already have an idea the thickness that our bead is leaving. There's a piece of length. And you see that? So this thumbnail is slimmer than this thumbnail. I hate it, so oh well. I don't know why, but this thumb is way wider than this thumb. So pay attention to the thickness. Right now, the thickness that we're doing is from the smile line to the tip. So now I'm gonna pay attention to the thickness. I want it to be a little thicker. So I'm gonna do one more bead. 1, 2, and then this time I'm gonna tap 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I don't want to pick up. I want it to be a wetter bead and less acrylic. Because this is just to add thickness, and I like to use a lot of paint-like strokes. And this is just to thicken my acrylic. Okay, before I make it thicker, now I'm gonna work on the nail bed. This bead is a 3. So I wanted to be able to work much better, much faster, more efficient in this area. So there's a difference between taps and then drains. Okay, so I work in those type of beads. So I'm gonna drain it 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna tap 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I barely am letting it spread all the way because I want it to still flow as I'm working with it, but I'm not trying to catch up to it. You know, we don't want it to run. We want it to flow smoothly. And you see how easy it is to work the bead? So now, as you can see, this is why I love this metal tapping dish, because since I work, you guys always see me spread out my brush like that. If I don't pay attention, I can get acrylic stuck inside of it, and then my acrylic brush goes to shit. So be mindful of that. This is why I like this dish, because I can go, and while that acrylic is not dry, like I spread my bristles and clean off any acrylic. Like it helps scrape off any acrylic from the center. So there we go. 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna drag it. 1, 2, 3. Just because I want to pick up a little more acrylic, tap it, place it not at the cuticle but a little bit away, and then I'm gonna push everything towards the middle, and then I'm gonna start pushing up towards the cuticle. I'm gonna wipe the back of my brush because I just want to make my bristles thin again. And then I'm gonna tap and tuck and push to the cuticle. As I'm doing this, I'm also sealing. You should also know how much time you have when doing this. As I'm taking my time, I'm gonna wet this area. Then I'm gonna start pushing it and marrying it to the other acrylic. By this time, since I took my time around the cuticle, obviously you have to press much firmer. This is why the type of brush I choose, like this is weird. This brush is soft at the tips, but firm in the center. So that's the type of brushes I like to use. And this is a round brush. Even though it was pinched, the when this is open, it does not go to a tip, so it stays this way. Like for example, the Young Nails brush is an oval brush. So oval brushes, I know it's kind of oval brushes, when you see how it's still open, but at the end of the day, it's like if you decide to just work softly with it, it stays as a tip, unless I flare it out myself, you know? Hopefully that makes sense between the difference between an oval brush. Oval brushes always go to a nice little tip. Round brushes don't do that tip thing. They just gather together at the tip, if that makes sense. As you can see, the thickness of my nail already, we're building it. So now we're gonna pay attention to my nail, and I want a little more acrylic in the cuticle area, and then we're gonna fill this gap. So this one, I'm gonna drain 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I tapped it 3 times. I don't wait, I place it right away because this is just to add thickness. Dip the tip of my brush. But you see how none of the beads I applied were running away from me, like going everywhere. I had full control to be able to manipulate the acrylic how I want. Even look at when I'm actually focused and really taking my time on a set, I never waste acrylic. Like look at my napkin. There's barely anything because it's expensive. We need to be saving it. So now this is gonna be a bigger bead that I wanted to feather to this area here and this area here. So this one's gonna be a 1, 2, 3. I tapped 1, 2, 3, and I tapped. I don't even let it get all the way glossy. As soon as it starts getting glossy, that's when I decide to place it so it can just easily melt into the beads that I already have on the nail form. There's a reason why I like firmer brushes, because you know, like I can really press and push my acrylic onto there. So now you pay attention to it. Left, right, tip. Tip, I feel like I need a little more thickness there. So we filled the gap. Now we're gonna fill any other gaps that we have. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I did both tapping. I'm gonna place it. I bet you it was on my brush for like 5 seconds. Now we're gonna marry these acrylics by feathering up. I do the sides first so I can push some of that acrylic to the center, so when I feather out, it just spreads out evenly without removing any acrylic. Now this one is gonna be 2 times. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm gonna place it here in the middle. feather up. Imagine it like a little blanket that's going over the whole nail. So I'm gonna tap these sides, feather the middle. I'm gonna feather this up, and feather this down, just depending on whatever gaps you have or that were left. More acrylic in this area. So you basically need to teach yourself what method works for you, because everybody has different methods. You know, so it's just, you just need to learn your acrylic and the consistency you like to work in. I like to work with really wet and really dry beads. Sometimes in the middle. It just depends on what you're gonna do. So I want you to learn and teach yourself the consistencies you like and how you achieve them. Like me, I don't know if it's just my brain and how my brain works, but I'm always like 1, 2, tap 1, 2. Or if I want to pick up more acrylic, instead of, okay, let's do 1, 2, right? And I tap 1, 2. I see how much acrylic I picked up, right? But then if I drain 1, 2, and I tapped 1, 2, one bead is gonna be drier and one bead is gonna be wetter than the other. So this one's a drier bead, as you can see how it looks, and look, this one looks smoother. So you also need to know how they work for you, how easy they spread, or how, hopefully it makes sense, but that's just how I do it. Then there's also where I actually, let's say if I tap twice and I drag 1, 2, 3, 4, you see, 1, 2, oh, let me drain 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 seconds, literally dragging. So those beads, this one's wetter, this one's drier. You have to know what method is better for you. If you like the tapping method or you like the draining method. I use all the methods, just depending on what I want the acrylic to do for me. Do I want it to dry fast? Do I want it to flow and spread easy? Or do I want it to stay where I put it, you know? That's what you need to learn yourself when doing acrylic. So this time I'm gonna do 1 tap, and then I'm gonna do 4 taps because I want it to be a really, really wet bead. And even though it's a really wet bead, it's not flowing and going everywhere, you guys. As you can see, I already know the consistency of this bead because I'm trying to thicken the tip up with without having to pick huge beads. This is a super wet bead. I want it to flow into any little crevice I did not get, and then just clean up off the excess. I'm just gonna put more acrylic there, feather that down. And this, I'm gonna tap it because this has a huge little gap right here. When I do nail forms, I do like to make the sides a little wider than what they need to be. So when I file, I don't know if you ever seen acrylics or people doing nail forms where you can kind of see the slightest bit of your nail. I don't like that. So these sides, if you can tell, they're way wider than my nail bed. So when I go to shaping, I don't go into that area and expose some of the nail. I want it to be clean on both sides, if that makes sense. So, you know, pay attention to your nail. You know, I feel like I made it too thick from the center. It is a little hard to do nails and try and explain because my brain don't work like that, you guys. but you see. I pinched this nail form too much. Shit. I forgot that I wanted to do them. Oh my gosh. Is it already cured? Yeah, it's already cured. I'm trying to open. Wait, it is kind of. Okay. I'm gonna have to thin this nail out after because I did a square and a coffin nail. What the hell? Let's continue. See, I'm tapping 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and I dip 3 times. I should know that this bead should reach out to the 7 or 9. Oh, oh. I'm gonna push everything to the center. Make it flush to the natural nail bed. Push everything towards the middle and then flatten it out from side to side. Keep feathering. See? I already have in mind how far my bead is going for me. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. About 10-15 seconds. I'll place it not at the tip, but here in the middle. Push everything to the middle. Feather it up. Dip the tip of my brush, clean it. Anything that's flowing to the sides, just push it back up and throw it to the middle. And then again, tap, tap, you know, tap, tap, and feather everything. And for the shape I want, I'm going to the second line to the sides. I'm trying to keep it both the same on both sides. As you can see, that bead almost reached to the tip. I'm gonna do a tiny bead. I'm gonna literally drain it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I dragged it for 5 seconds. Tap off the excess. I'm not gonna wait for the liquid to reach all the powder. I'm right away gonna place it because I want to be able to mold it as soon as it sits there, and I don't want it to run anywhere for me. Feather it up. Just tapping it left to right, making sure that acrylic is spread evenly. I'll tap, clean the sides, tap back in. You see that? Okay, guys, I'm not paying attention to the camera, so hopefully everything has been in frame the whole time, because I'm gonna be upset. My thumb is gonna bother me. Let's start shaping it, you guys. If it bothers me that much, I might fix it off camera, like literally take it off and redo it. But I'll just fight it. Oh, this is so annoying. Okay, let's continue. Now I'm gonna start building the thickness. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I dragged it like about 4 seconds instead of. And put it right here in the middle of the nail bed. Let it release itself. Push to the middle. Oh, my brushes. I'm gonna flatten out this area. You see my acrylic is not running anywhere wet this area. flatten out, then feather the center and then the sides. Now we're gonna work around the cuticle area. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, let the brush release the acrylic. Pushing everything towards the middle. I'm gonna wet the tip of my brush and then flatten it out thin, and then push and tuck. As I'm doing this, I'm also sealing the edges of my acrylic, so when I go back to filing and sealing those areas, I don't have to go over them. So I try to do them already flush to the natural nail bed, and then just feather down. With time, this took me a long time to master, let me tell you. I still feel like I have some complications, but as you can see, like, just keep practicing. I never gave up. So I did it too wet. So now I look at my nail on the front, and I want to make sure that this area is perfectly, has a little hump, like curvature. I don't know if you guys can see, and now we can start feeling the gap. Now I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I dragged it instead of tapped it. I don't wait for this bead. I just place it, push it towards the middle. Now we're gonna feather up. Clean your brush. Now feather the sides. Feather the middle. One more bead. Do as many beads as you need. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Tap this one. Just look at it from the front, from the sides. Make sure you are happy with the application. So this side, I want to put more acrylic there because you could kind of see the nail bed. Hopefully that explanation worked. If you feel lost, let me know. I try my best, but we'll see. Now the next I'm gonna do it in Spanish. Hola chicas, ¿cómo están todos? Bienvenidos a mi canal. Aquí les voy a dar unos tips de cómo aplicar este acrílico. Quiero que sepan cómo manipularlo. Quiero que sepan, bueno, no sé, ¿da? Se los voy a explicar porque en inglés también se me hizo complicado, pero yo trabajo de una forma muy diferente a lo que yo he visto en Instagram, TikTok, en YouTube, lo que sea. Pero muchas explican sus videos de que tap y ya saben, ¿verdad? Yo tengo varias formas de usar el monómero, donde lo toco al lado del envase o lo exprimo al lado del envase. Yo ya en mi memoria ya tengo qué tanto se desliza el acrílico o qué tanto se estira el acrílico. Ya lo sé manipular y manejar, y quiero que sea consistente con cada uña que haga. Básicamente lo único que tienen que saber, sigan practicando, sigan cuál es lo que les gusta más, si el acrílico más mojado o más seco. Ya todo depende de ustedes. Tengo un video donde explico más o menos. Voy a hacer un video ya después más detallado. Ahorita nomás les voy a dar unos tips, pero yo lo único que quiero que sepan es que cuando agarren su acrílico, ustedes ya tengan la idea de qué tanto se va a expandir, si se dice así. Por ejemplo, y no suelto mi perla hasta que el pincel se deslice solo de ella. Como ahorita está todavía pegado. Está pegado, sigo moviendo el monómero y ya se deslizó completamente. ¿Ves que no queda nada de acrílico en la brocha? Ya lo puedo luego manipular a como me den gana. Y yo sé que esta perla se va a estirar como hasta el 7, 8 o 9. Yo ya tengo idea de qué tanto se va a deslizar. Tengo en mente ya el grosor que quiero de la uña, lo ancho que la voy a hacer. Y están viendo cómo ni el acrílico se está pegando mi brocha. Pero miren, sí llegó al área que yo más o menos les dije, sin perder el grosor que yo quería del acrílico. Vamos a aplicar otra perla. Espero hasta que todo el acrílico, todo el líquido llegue a todo el polvo. Si ven como mi brocha no se ha despegado, quiero que se despegue solita. Tienen que saber cómo leer su acrílico, de básicamente qué tanto tiempo tienen, básicamente memorizarse qué tanto tiempo tienen para manipular el acrílico y moverlo, refinarlo, lo que sea, moldearlo. Mojo nomás la puntita del pincel para que pueda desvanecer más y hacerlo más lisito. Quiero fijarme que casi esté el mismo grosor de lado a lado. De todos modos vamos a limar, ¿verdad? Pero traten de dejarlo casi de la manera que lo quieren, para que no tengan que limar tanto. Ahora voy a empezar a trabajar por la cama de la uña. Voy a poner en medio de la uña y recuerden, voy a dejar que mi brocha se desprenda sola de la uña. Ya que se desprendió, voy a empujar para el medio todo este acrílico. Voy a emparejar esto para poder tener control del grosor de la cama de la uña. El acrílico que está llegando acá arriba lo voy a deslizar de lado a lado y asegurarme que esté parejo antes de difuminarlo con el resto del acrílico que ya habíamos aplicado. Siempre que hago esto va a quedar un hueco en medio. Ese hueco, no se preocupen de ese hueco ahorita. Primero queremos realizar el grosor de la punta
y el grosor de la cutícula. Yo ahorita no estoy concentrada en eso. Yo lo que quiero que quede bien hechecito es la cutícula y la punta, y al medio es cuando uso la lima. Trato de dejarlo lo más parejo que pueda, pero de todos modos enfocarme que quede parejo y que no tenga que limar mucho. Pero si están viendo cómo queda ahí un huequecito. Ahora vamos a trabajar en la cutícula. Voy a exprimir el acrílico de fuera de la brocha. ¿Ven que más pequeña está la perla? Lo voy a aplicar en esa línea que dejé ahí. Hacer lo mismo, regresar todo al centro con mi brocha todavía bien mojada. Voy a empujar este acrílico hacia arriba. Voy a mojar la punta de mi pincel. Lo quiero que se haga finita la brocha. Y ya voy a sellar mi cutícula. Si ven que estoy como entre empujando y sellando. Voy a mojar la punta otra vez. Si ustedes quieren una perla que la cutícula esté más pegada, ustedes péganlo todo lo que ustedes puedan. Yo lo estoy haciendo a mi capacidad. A veces sí logro pegarla bien pegadita, pero a veces no. Pero ya dependiendo ustedes sigan practicando. Yo así es como yo la he hecho por mucho tiempo, pero si ustedes quieren pegarla más, échenle más acrílico, más mojadito, y péguenlo todo lo que ustedes puedan. El espacio que tengo entre la cutícula y el acrílico es casi lo delgado de la punta de la brocha. Ahora ya vamos a rellenar ese hueco. Ya tenemos el grosor que queremos de la punta, ya tenemos ya toqué. Ya tenemos el grosor que queremos en la cutícula. Y ahora rellenar ese hueco. Esta perla la quiero más grande. Nomás creo que lo voy a hacer solo una vez y le voy a tocar 1, 2, 3, 4 veces. La siento. Estoy dejando que mi pincel se despegue solito. Empujo y aplano al centro. Ahora voy a difuminar hacia arriba. Voy a limpiar mi brocha, voy a mojar solo la punta y hacer mi pincel plano. Voy a mojar otra vez la punta porque se está secando ya demasiado aquí en el centro. Eso me ayuda a difuminar bien, mejor. Básicamente también tengan en cuenta qué tanto tiempo tienen con su acrílico para manipularlo y manejarlo. Siempre miren a su uña de adelante, de los lados. Todavía le falta otra perla. Esta vez 2 veces. 1, 2. Porque quiero que esté más mojada esta perla. Voy a coger todo para el medio. Difuminar todo hacia arriba. Luego de fumigar. Hoy nomás fumigar, a difuminar hacia arriba. Yo más o menos ya estoy como satisfecha con esta uña, excepto esta área de aquí. Voy a agarrar otra perlita, le voy a pegar ahí. También acuerden trabajar hacia la gravedad, o ¿cómo se dice? Sí, trabajar con gravedad. De que si ven que su acrílico se está desvaneciendo, yendo por todos lados, literalmente pongan la mano hacia abajo. No dejen que ese acrílico se fluya para arriba, es mejor que fluya hasta la punta. So what I just said there that I didn't mention in English, whenever you're working with acrylic, work with gravity, not against it. If your nail is flowing everywhere and you have someone's nails holding like this, just flip and point the finger down. Why are you letting it flow up? or back up, let it flow to the tip. That should also help you. But, you know, with time, you should know that practice makes perfect. And I just want you guys to have an easier and less frustrating way with acrylic. So now we're just paying attention to like any gaps. I'm looking at it from the side and it looks like I need like acrylic here. So when I look at it this way, it looks like there's a gap somewhere there. Just make sure you look at your nail from every angle. Recuerden ver a su uña de todos los ángulos, de lado, de frente. No nomás apliquen el acrílico y vean que se ve bien por encima, también tienen que ver por los lados, porque he visto uñas que yo no estoy diciendo que soy la más perfecta en hacer uñas, pero he visto cositas o detallitos que las uñas se ven perfectas y bonitas y son formas y se ve como la uña natural en el lado. Si se ve la uña natural en el lado, se va a quebrar ahí. Eso me ha pasado cuando les he dejado hacia mis clientas, de que si no me cuido de ese espacio, o digo, si no tapo bien esa área, por eso dejo las uñas más anchas en estos lados, para cuando vaya a limar no quite ese, que me destape pues la uña natural que tengo por abajo. Pero ustedes trabajen con cuantas perlas quieran. No hay una regla de cuántas perlas deberían de ser, pero para trabajar más rápido pues uno recomienda las 13, ¿verdad? Pero yo voy a poner cuantas perlas me den mi gana para dejar mi trabajo como yo lo quiero ver. No hay leyes ni reglas que dicen que a huevo lo tienes que hacer de esa manera y nadie te va a multar si no usas el método de las 3 perlas. Basically what I just said was that there is no law on how you should apply monomer. Like, for example, there's no law, or you're not going to get a fine if you don't know how to do the 3-ball method or the 1-bead method. You apply as many beads as you need to, okay? So I need to focus on these nails, you guys. Hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully it made sense. And let me see the time, you guys, because it is 10:17. I have 10 minutes to finish these last 2 nails because I have an appointment at 10:30. So just gonna take, I don't even know if I'm okay. I'll just shut up. Bye. Hello, you guys. So hopefully you guys learned something here. You know, I had 10 minutes to apply these 2 nails because my client was about to get here. So all I did was apply the rest of the nails, which was just 2 left. And I don't know if I recorded the shaping and filing, but I don't think I did. So see you in the next video. I'm debating whether, you know what, I'm not even gonna say it because I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but this is gonna be a really long video, so I will just put the nail art, the finished set, in the next video. So there will be now a part 3 to this set. I just received some gel polishes from, what was it? Melody Susie. So I will be posting the swatches of the polishes I received. I really like them. I've been using a lot of that white to do Frenches, and I don't really have to do a second coat, especially if I leave the nails a little rough. I try not to smooth the nails out with a buffer when I am going to do gel polish, because I notice it sets smoother. I'll show an explanation when I get to that video, but the nail art and the finished product will be posted for a part 3. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys learned something, and we'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Bueno, nos vemos, chicas. Ojalá aprendieron algo. Es mi primera vez haciendo tutoriales, discúlpeme, pero para la próxima voy a tratar de hacer los más detallados. Voy practicando mientras voy subiendo estos videos para ver, qué errores he hecho en los videos, qué es lo que quiero explicar mejor. So, ténganme paciencia porque, bueno, me gustaría que aprendan más, ¿ok? Pero ahí veremos. Nos vemos a la próxima. No se les olvide dejar un comentario, darme un like, suscribirse al canal, compartir el video y díganme su opinión, qué aprendieron, si sí les ayudó mi video y pues qué más, lo que quieran decirme, lo que quieran preguntarme. Bueno, nos vemos y recuerden que voy a subir el video de la parte 3 donde estoy haciendo la decoración y todo. No creo que haya grabado limar las uñas, pero si no lo hice, pues ni modo, discúlpenme para otro video. Siempre lo dejo en mis videos, pero esta vez creo que no. Bueno, nos vemos. Bye.